to hear about this very important issue that is being sponsored in partnership with many wonderful partners. So I'm going to ask everyone to settle down. There are a few announcements that need to be made before we officially begin. Come on, help me welcome our mayor. We're glad she's here with us today. And so we're going to invite her to come forward at this time. As she is preparing to come, there are a few announcements that need to be made, and so we're going to yield and hear these announcements, and then we will have our official beginning of the program. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I have here our Cantonese interpreter that's going to make a brief announcement. Shout out to Olive for helping us interpret in Cantonese as well. So she's going to briefly do some instructions for our Cantonese monolingual speakers.
Hello， 大家好，歡迎參加今日嘅會議嘅。咁我係今日嘅廣東話翻譯，咁我今日係做呢個義工嚟做嘅。咁如果你係需要廣東話翻譯嘅話，請你舉起手同埋跟我行出去出邊，我會俾一個接聽器俾你嘅。咁我哋係會喺度現場咧做現場嘅傳聲呢個同聲嘅傳譯嘅。Thank you。
Gracias. So, brevemente hizo unas instrucciones en cantonés para nuestra comunidad que habla en ese lenguaje. Ya en breve vamos a empezar. Para los que necesitan todavía un equipo de interpretación, por favor, si pueden alzar la mano. For you that may still need an interpretation equipment, if you can please raise your hand, keep it raised so we can come and identify you. So, los que todavía necesitan equipo, sigan así hasta que les demos uno, por favor. So, be patient with us, please. Tengan paciencia con nosotros. So, ya que tengan su equipo, vamos a asegurarnos que está también funcionando, ¿verdad? So, once you have your equipment, we're going to make sure it's working. So, we have a couple of equipments out there. At the end, we're going to share the instructions as to how we're going to get them back. Just be real patient with us because we are working with 3 different equipments, so it's going to take some time to figure it out. So estamos trabajando con 3 diferentes equipos de interpretación, so por favor tengan mucha paciencia con nosotros para asegurarnos que esté trabajando el equipo poco a poco, ¿verdad? So little by little. So should I not stop?
The roll call, I know you're not doing it, Maria, but can you make sure she adds encompass? Encompass. E-N. Where is school? So with the other schools.
Actually, to come in, because I'm having an accident party.
Are we almost ready? Can we get the interpreters to go to their microphones, please? Can we have a little test of the translation equipment, please? Can everyone, I know some of you don't have it yet, but if you just bear with us, but we need to get this meeting started because it was supposed to start at 6:30 and we're already several minutes late. I'm really sorry if you can't understand, someone can't understand what's being said in the beginning, but you will get it. I promise you. And if you don't get it, we're going to talk about it afterwards. And we'll make sure you get it, all right? Thank you so much. Are we ready to do a little test? What are you asking me to speak up?
We can hear you back here.
Woo! Speak louder. Okay, okay. Did everyone hear that? If you have your translation equipment on, you should have heard her say, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So put your translation equipment on. If you have it, please do one more test, and then we're going to move on. So good evening, everyone. My name is Barbara Lafitte Oluwole, and before we get started, there are a few important instructions I want to share with you. When you registered this evening, if you're not bilingual, English or Spanish, you may have chosen to accept a translation device. Please put it on now so we can test the equipment, which we already have done, with the interpreter. And if you are not bilingual and you chose not to take a translation device, I just want to warn you that my co-chair this evening, Maria Suarez, and several other Faith in Action East Bay leaders tonight will be delivering their messages in Spanish. And I'm sure you won't want to miss what they have to say. So please raise your hand again if you need a translation device, and keep your hand raised so we can see you until you receive a device. Thank you so much. Secondly, we are in a sacred sanctuary, and we ask that all who are here this evening respect the sacredness of this sanctuary and behave accordingly. This will be a controlled meeting, and we ask that you respect the agenda and the process that this evening's meeting will follow, so we can get out of here in 1 hour and 15 minutes, which we're a little bit late now, so it's going to be a little bit longer, with commitments from our elected and appointed city, county, and state officials who have so graciously joined us tonight to begin to work in collaboration toward a comprehensive plan to end illegal dumping in our town. Also, to help us stay on time, we respectfully ask everyone not to applaud at any point during the meeting and to please wait until the end. All of you, along with our special guests, deserve a strong round of applause. However, due to time constraints, we ask that we hold our applause until the conclusion. We truly appreciate your understanding and support. Thank you very much. How to find the restrooms if you don't already know. If you go out the back and go to the left, and then go left again, and you'll find the restrooms there. Before we continue, we've been grieving for far too long, and that grief continues as our brothers and sisters are killed by those who should be protecting us. The recent killings of Keith Porter and our sister Renee Nicole Good deepen our pain and remind us why we must continue to stand together. Today, we honor Keith and Nicole and all those who lost their lives standing against injustice. Please join us in a 15-second silence in their memory. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our host, who has welcomed us in her sanctuary, Reverend Jacqueline Thompson, who generously opened the doors of this beautiful sanctuary for today's gathering, whom from the very beginning made it clear that this issue is a priority for her and for this neighborhood, which has been so deeply and unfairly impacted by illegal dumping. I also want to thank the entire church staff for all the support they have provided from the very beginning. We're honored and grateful for their leadership and hospitality and the strong collaboration and commitment. Pastor Jackie, would you please lead us in an opening prayer?
Good evening once again, everyone, and again, welcome to our sanctuary. We are glad that you've decided to come out and join with us to address this great issue. Your presence here today is certainly symbolic of your commitment to Oakland, your commitment to fairness and equity for all parts of Oakland. And so, I'm grateful that we have been reminded that we are in a sanctuary. It is intentional, because we are living in times where we've been made to believe that we are one another's enemies. And it affects how we speak to each other, how we speak about each other, and how we engage each other. But in the sanctuary, we are reminded that we are all children of God, regardless of our religious tradition or whether we even believe in a religion at all. And so with that, we are going to have a centering moment. And since we are already behind schedule, I'm sure the coordinators will not mind if we just take a few minutes and center down. And so with that, I'm going to ask one of our own, who is a part of Faith in Action East Bay, as well as a part of Allen Temple, as well as a part of the community, to come and center us in this moment, that our work might be fruitful, that our work might be blessed, and that it might move forward in ways that benefits all of the residents and those impacted by the city of Oakland. We are also going to pray for those whose hands continue to be raised. I know your arm is tired. Switch your arm, I promise you. We're going to pray for supernatural strength. Just keep it in the air. Please, I'm going to ask Servant B.K. Woodson to come and help us center.
Thank you, Pastor. May we center our hearts and minds. May we just take a breath. Remind ourselves that we are yet alive. It is my tradition and my faith from which I will pray. And I do that with humility, so I hope you are not offended. My love of Jesus propels me to love you. Let us pray. Almighty everlasting God, thank you for the grace that allows us life. Thank you for this sacred space where you have done many marvelous things. Thank you for this magnanimous, open-hearted, brilliant pastor, the Reverend Dr. Thompson, who is leading us again, opening our heart again, opening a space for you again to touch us. We have been taught that cleanliness is next to godliness. And we are here all hoping for a more godly city, one in which we might walk, talk, skip, sing, in a clean environment. So give us strength and give us voice. We lend you our minds, our hearts, our hands, our hopes, that you might unite them and unite us in such a way that our politicians feel your strength and your direction and obey, that our world might be more beautiful and our lives more full. We pray in your most holy name. Wow and amen.
Thank you for that prayer. We are honored to have our esteemed Mayor Barbara Lee with us for just a few minutes. She's already been here longer than we planned, but we hope she's going to indulge us a little longer. And with no further ado, I would like to invite Mayor Lee to address us by responding to the agenda question prepared for her, as she will not be able to stay until the end of the meeting. Of course, we will also give her a few minutes to share what's on her mind. Mayor Lee, our question to you is focused on long-term planning and sustainable strategies. As Oakland undertakes the revision of its general plan, what are your long-term plans for integrating sustainable, proactive strategies to address illegal dumping so that Oakland residents can enjoy a healthy and safe environment over the next 3 decades?
Well, good evening. First, let me say, Pastor Jackie, to all of you giving honor to God, this is my home church, Allen Temple Baptist Church. Thank you for hosting us tonight. And also, just thanks to Faith in Action, East Bay Block by Block Organizing Committee, East Bay Asian Youth Development Corporation, Illegal Dumping Local Organizing Committee, and everyone here tonight for your advocacy. Oakland has consistently recognized that it's the power of the people that creates change. A couple of things I'd like to say first. First of all, illegal dumping is a crisis in Oakland. When a child walks past piles of debris on their way to school, that tells them something about really how the world sees that their block, their family, their future, and that's unacceptable. And it falls heaviest on the communities that have already been asked to bear too much. Now, when I was first elected, let me just say to you that illegal dumping and cleaning our city up and public safety were my top and are my top priorities. We instituted Keep the Town Clean immediately with our faith community, with our city employees, with many of our nonprofits, with our young people. It's been one of the most consistent concerns that I know as a resident and that we've heard from residents throughout the general plan update process. And rightfully so, because it is a public health and environmental justice issue. And we're thinking long-term in addressing it while recognizing that long-term plans must connect to real changes that people see in their neighborhoods today. And the city recognizes, though, that we must have long-term plans because we have to have systemic change. Illegal dumping didn't just start this year or last year. This is systemic. And so our general plan update, the blueprint for Oakland, and when we say over the next 30 years, that's a long time. And that's why we want to see change right now and long-term for future generations. It addresses illegal dumping directly in the environmental justice element, which we adopted in 2023. It includes a dedicated goal, which is goal EJ3, specifically focused on preventing, reducing, and cleaning up illegal dumping with policies and with actions to back it up. Community engagement, and which is extremely important, community engagement, it resumes again this spring. And I encourage everyone here to stay involved because it's so important that we have your input and your voices for today, our solutions for today, and also long-term. You can sign up for updates and see our full schedule of events at oakland.gov/GPU. Now, these plans, they don't and they won't exist just on paper. Right now, let me just tell you, our city workers are working overtime on the weekends every day. They're working across departments, and this is not only in our Department of Public Works, but all departments intersect with cleanup and trash and dumping, illegal dumping. We're repeating and identifying the dumping hotspots. We're tracking where we're spending the most on repeated cleanups, and we're shifting towards strategies that prevent dumping instead of simply responding to it over and over and over again. Now, I was out this weekend again with our staff cleaning up. And let me tell you what they were telling me. Yes, we have to have cleanups, but also we have to have code enforcement, and we have to have people who are cited, and we have to make sure that people know that illegal dumping is illegal. Don't dump in Oakland. And so we're raising, again, we have a challenged budget, as you know, so we're raising money from private sector and public and foundations to try to help augment our budget. We're serious about enforcement and prevention because we have to pursue new technologies, stronger partnerships, and we're working to close these loopholes that have led bad actors to escape accountability. And you know what I mean. Cameras sometimes work, sometimes don't work. But people have to know that there are consequences if they illegal dump in Oakland. We will find you. That means also focusing enforcement on repeat offenders and commercial scale dumping. I know for a fact that haulers, they rent trucks, as you know, right? They go, they rip off residents, they carry their trash away, and they dump it on our streets. Improving evidence collection and making sure citations and fines lead to real consequences and not just paperwork. So finally, let me just say, I also know that efforts mean nothing if you don't see change on your block. And that's why partnerships matter. Government can't solve this alone. The most effective solutions come from working hand in hand with you, with our community organizations, with faith leaders, schools, and residents who know that these streets better than anyone. Tonight is about listening and input. It's about accountability, and it's about remaining committed to a shared vision of Oakland where every neighborhood is clean, safe, and treated with the respect that it deserves. So you can be assured that our office, myself, all of our city workers, we're all on the same page because this has got to stop. We have our short-term, long-term plans. We're raising money from the outside. You know, as I said, the budget is challenged, but this is going to be, I always say I want Oakland to be the cleanest and the safest and the greenest city in the country, and we're moving forward with this. Thank you all again, and believe you me, I know what power to the people means, and I appreciate being here tonight with you. Thank you again.
Okay. Thank you, Mary. Now let's get started. As I said earlier, my name is Barbara Lafitte Oluwole. I was born in Louisiana, but I've been a West Oakland District 3 resident for 40 years, and I am a member at St. Patrick's Parish, West Oakland. For 35 years, I have dedicated my life to working with Faith in Action East Bay, formerly known as Oakland Community Organizations, OCO. My work has always been focused on improving the quality of life of our families, especially those most marginalized. These are people who often have no voice, particularly low-income families and families of color. Our efforts currently are focused on illegal dumping, support of the ceasefire strategy, and immigration reform. We feel that the issues of illegal dumping and violence are connected, as neglect and illegal dumping create conditions that often lead to violence. Faith in Action East Bay and OCO and I played a huge role in bringing the city, county, and community together to create strategy to end gun violence after the blatant murder of my son, Tokunbo Oluwole, in the streets of Oakland in 2003. And I want to report that 1 week ago, our Mayor, Barbara Lee, members of Ceasefire Partnership and the community held a press conference and announced that Oakland saw its lowest number of homicides in decades. The numbers mark a sharp reversal from a spike in violence during the worst years of the COVID pandemic. The leaders credit the city's partnership-based, focused deterrent strategy for this reduction. I also want to thank our special guests and every member of our community who is present today. Please take a moment to look around this room and recognize the beauty that surrounds us. People of different races, faith traditions, and language united by one powerful force, love for one another, and shared values rooted in our faith. A faith that calls us to come together not only in moments of shared pain, but especially when that pain is not shared equally. Let us thank and welcome our special guests, and remember, please, no applause. So I want to first recognize, of course, Mayor Barbara Lee and Carlos Uribe, her Community Engagement Manager, and Reverend Demita Davis Howard, Director of Public Safety from the Mayor's Office. Please stand so we can see who you are. City Administrator Justin Johnson. There he is. City Auditor Michael Houston. City Council members. District 2, Charlene Wang. District 3, is Carroll Fife here? District 5, Noel Gallo. District 7, Ken Houston. At-large, Rowena Brown. District 6, represented by Nadia Morales. Am I missing? Nadia. Oakland Public Works Director, Liam Garland. Project Manager, Oakland Public Works, Rebecca Kaplan. Oakland Department of Transportation, Josh Rowan. Oakland Unified School District Board Directors, from District 5, Patrice Berry, and District 7, Dr. Clifford Thompson. County Board of Supervisors, District 4, Supervisor Nate Miley. And Board of Supervisors, District 4, Director of Policy, Aaron Armstrong. Elio Di Giuseppe, Senior Vector Control Biologist, Environmental Health Department. And from the state, Field Representative Samuel Kevy, representing District 18 Assembly Member Mia Banta. Did I miss anyone? District 7. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Tonight we gather as a community alongside our elected officials and appointed leaders because of the pain that exists inside us, because we believe change and healing are possible, and because we share a common goal: the health, safety, and well-being of our city and our people. That is what has brought us to this moment, to reflect on what came before, to confront the reality of today, and to shape what comes after January 12th. We are facing a serious and urgent public health and safety crisis, and temporary fixes are no longer enough. We must commit to long-term permanent solutions, as our mayor just said. Thank you for being here and for standing with us. I also would like to acknowledge our clergy leaders. We are blessed to have all of you responding to the city and the cry of our community. We need the moral voice. Thank you for being that voice. I now turn this over to my co-chair, Maria.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es María Suárez. Soy madre de 3 hijas que fueron criadas en Oakland. Las 3 asistieron a escuelas públicas de Oakland. Hoy son graduadas universitarias. 2 de mis hijas aún viven en Oakland. Lamentablemente, a menudo me preguntan, ¿cuándo finalmente ocurrirá un cambio real? ¿Cuándo dejaremos de vernos obligados a vivir en condiciones insalubres e inseguras? He sido voluntaria de Fe en Acción East Bay por más de 22 años, con un solo propósito, ser parte de un cambio significativo para mi ciudad. Y debo decir honestamente que este cambio aún no ha ocurrido por completo. Las calles por donde caminamos mis hijas, mis vecinos y toda nuestra comunidad continúan siendo deterioradas. Y a medida que nuestras calles se deterioran, también lo hace nuestra salud física, nuestra salud mental, nuestro bienestar moral, nuestro sentido de seguridad y nuestra situación económica. Lo que está ocurriendo en nuestras calles no es accidental, es un reflejo de lo que está ocurriendo en nuestro país. Este es un tema racial y un fracaso sistémico. Pero sabemos que estamos dispuestos a alzar la voz y a luchar por nuestros derechos y por nuestra gente a cualquier costo. Soy inmigrante, alguien que en el clima actual a menudo es hecho sentir que no pertenece. Quiero ser clara, sí pertenezco, y no solo pertenezco, sino que también estoy haciendo lo que debo hacer para ayudar a crear el cambio. Gracias por decir sí y estar aquí esta noche. Este momento es histórico. Juntos podemos responder a las futuras generaciones cuando nos pregunten, ¿qué hiciste durante esta lucha? Para mí es un honor ser parte de este movimiento por el cambio. Gracias, este trabajo es claramente un esfuerzo colectivo. Y así como demostramos nuestro compromiso mutuo, continuaremos reconociendo las organizaciones, instituciones y aliados que se han unido a nosotros esta noche hoy. Por favor, cuando escuchen su nombre, pueden levantar su mano. Fremont High School. Fremont High School, Community School for Creative Education, Highland Elementary School, Oakland Charter Academy, Carcemos Discovery Academy, La Esperanza Elementary, Friki United Academy, Greenleaf, Elmus Unity Media School, Urban Promise Academy, Oakland Academy of Knowledge, Skyland High School, Castemont High School, Distrito Unificado de Oakland 7, Distrito Unificado de Oakland 5, Diócesis Católica de Oakland, Sinagoga Quejía, Iglesia Piedmont Jazz y Justicia, Iglesia Católica San Patricio, Iglesia San Yarla, Santa Elizabeth, San Luis Beltrán, Divina Misericordia, San Antonio, San Bernardo, San Charlon, Católica Columbus, San Agustín, Oakland Island and Knowledge for Climate Action, Oakland Environment Justicia Community Connection, Life Living a Legacy, West Oakland, SUI 121, Oakland Rising, 444 Power Building, Ross Community Healthy Clinic, East Oakland John Development Center, Lau Family Community Development, Oakland Head Start, Herman Kaplan, Simangan de Oakland. Ahora me gustaría invitar a mi colega Roberta Aban a que comparta la credencial de la organización.
Good evening. My name is Roberta Avant, and I'm a resident of District 6 for 30-plus years. I am a leader with Faith in Action East Bay. I am a member of Illegal Dumping Local Organization Committee and a member of Senior Advisory Council for District 6. I would like to share with you our organization's credentials for this evening. Faith in Action East Bay and Block by Block Organizing Network represent thousands of families from the flatlands of East, Central, West, and North Oakland. We refuse to accept that we should have to step over piles of trash to go to school and to do daily activities. Our vision is that our neighborhoods are clean, our families have jobs, clean, green, and affordable housing. Will not fear deportation, displacement, police violence, or racial profiling. Our vision is we will continue organizing in collaboration with our city officials, Oakland Public Works, and the Department of Transportation until a solution is found to keep our streets clean and our communities deserve the services that they deserve. Thank you.
El propósito de esta noche es exigir soluciones sistemáticas a largo plazo para restaurar la salud, la seguridad, la dignidad de nuestras familias, las cuales han sido deterioradas por muchos años por el abandono y la inacción. Este abandono y esta inacción ha creado condiciones inseguras e insalubres que ninguna comunidad debería verse obligada a soportar. Como residentes y contribuyentes de Oakland, estamos profundamente preocupados de que nuestra ciudad continúe gastando $13 millones al año sin una estrategia clara y efectiva, mientras las familias se ven obligadas a vivir en calles llenas de basura, aire contaminado y aceras inseguras. Esta noche presentamos propuestas concretas que requieren compromisos concretos de todos los niveles de gobierno. Estamos aquí esta noche para decir, ya basta. ¿Qué queremos decir? Ya basta. Sí. Ahora invito a mi colega Mary Forte a compartir lo que hemos aprendido sobre las causas fundamentales del vertido ilegal a través de años y años de investigación y de organización comunitaria.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Great. My name is Mary Forte. I'm an Oakland native, having grown up on 82nd and 84th Avenue here in East Oakland, and I live in District 7. I currently serve as a member of the Illegal Dumping Local Organizing Committee and the Block by Block Organizing Network. Tonight, I will share the key findings from our research and organizing efforts. This work began over 10 years ago at St. Louis Bertram Church, located near this church. We have previously implemented several successful strategies addressing illegal dumping. Our advocacy helped secure just under $5 million in funding for the Department of Public Works, leading to expansions in staffing and equipment. We also successfully push for proactive daily cleaning in identified dumping hotspots, as well as for the popular monthly bulky block party drop-off events to reduce illegal dumping. While these strategies yielded temporary positive results, others were later eliminated or inefficiently implemented. We have participated also in the statewide conferences on illegal dumping, organized by Alameda County Supervisor Nate Miley and the Illegal Dumping Task Force. We are now facing a return to the original issues with an even greater amount of accumulated trash on our streets. We are here tonight to reintroduce effective strategies and develop new sustainable solutions. You will also have the opportunity to hear about the new illegal dumping model ordinance that we are asking the city to adopt and implement. The following slide presentation highlights the gravity of the illegal dumping issue, focusing on 4 key areas. Number 1, the volume and costs associated with collecting illegal dumping. Number 2, the impacts of illegal dumping. Number 3, the call to action today. And number 4, systemic solutions. Can I have the first slide, please? Please bring up all, thank you. Illegal dumping costs the city of Oakland millions of dollars every year, yet the problem continues to worsen. In fiscal year 2021-2022 alone, the city spent $13 million on illegal dumping cleanup. Despite this investment, dumping has increased dramatically. In 2015, the city collected 1,587 tons of illegal dump waste. By 2022, that number had grown to 9,477 tons. This shows that repeated cleanup alone is not solving the problem. Next slide. Oakland Public Works is responsible for responding to illegal dumping across the city, but its capacity is limited relative to the scale of the crisis. The program currently includes 58 full-time staff members and 13 vehicles dedicated to debris removal from streets and homeless encampments. Crews include both reactive and proactive teams, as well as a specialized encampment cleanup crew. Each year, these teams respond to thousands of service requests and work orders, placing significant strain on already limited resources. In a 6-month span in 2023, abandoned vehicles and illegal dumping combined made up about 70% of the 36,000 total requests submitted to Oak 311. Next slide. Public trash container access across Oakland is both inadequate and inequitable. On this slide, you can see that some districts have hundreds of trash cans, while others have fewer than 50. Districts with the highest dumping rates, particularly districts 5, 6, and 7, have the fewest public containers. This imbalance creates conditions where illegal dumping becomes more likely and reinforces inequities between neighborhoods. Next slide. Illegal dumping does not affect all areas equally. Council districts 3, 5, 6, and 7 experience the highest dumping levels and receive the most cleanup services through the Keep Oakland Clean and Beautiful program. The ongoing accumulation of debris blights neighborhoods, undermines residents' health and safety, and contributes to a sense of neglect. In some cases, dumpers rely on free cleanup services, knowing enforcement is limited. Next slide. Illegal dumping is a serious public health crisis. Dump waste attracts pests, contaminates soil and water, and releases harmful pollutants into the air. These conditions increase the risk of respiratory illness, infections, and other health problems. Living amid constant dumping also takes a toll on mental health, increasing stress, fear, and feelings of abandonment among residents. Next slide. Illegal dumping creates unsafe physical conditions in our neighborhoods. Blocked sidewalks and streets increase the risk of injury and force residents to walk in traffic. Children walking to school are especially affected, often having to step into the street to avoid piles of trash. These conditions put our most vulnerable residents at daily risk. Next slide. Illegal dumping is a clear example of environmental injustice. Low-income communities and communities of color are disproportionately impacted, bearing the brunt of pollution, safety risks, and health consequences. These disparities are not accidental. They are the result of long-standing neglect and underinvestment in certain neighborhoods. Next slide. Illegal dumping also carries a significant economic cost. It creates brightness that reduces tourism, lowers property values, and discourages business investment. For the city, repeated cleanup drains public funds that could otherwise support long-term solutions. Residents and small businesses pay the price for a problem they did not create. Next slide. Communities across Oakland are calling for systemic, coordinated, and sustained solutions to illegal dumping. Temporary fixes and reactive cleanup are no longer acceptable. What is needed is a citywide strategy focused on prevention, accountability, and equity. Next slide. One key solution is strengthening enforcement through a model illegal dumping ordinance. This ordinance would increase fines to $2,500 to $10,000 with community service options. It would expand accountability to those who transport and generate the waste, as well as to the dumper. And it would improve prosecution for greater accountability and better collection of fines. Strong enforcement sends a clear message that illegal dumping will have real consequences. Next slide. Oakland must shift from reactive cleanups to proactive, coordinated eradication. This approach is more efficient than moving from site to site, reducing partially clean streets that invite more dumping. And it ensures cleanup is based on actual dumping data, not just 311 calls. Proactive cleanup promotes equity and long-term impact. Next slide. Oakland's residential trash rates are higher than those of neighboring cities. Our rates are the second highest in the county. Although larger trash containers are more cost-effective, over 90% of residents use smaller containers due to affordability, not need. This increases the likelihood of illegal dumping. The city is working with Waste Management of Alameda County on a pilot program to improve access to affordable, appropriately sized trash carts. This is an opportunity for our elected and non-elected officials to work in coordination and collaboration. Next slide. This is their opportunity to listen to our cry. Enough is enough. Next slide, I think. There is no time to lose. This is a public health crisis. We must restore our families' dignity. Oakland's children, families, and neighborhoods need relief now. The data is clear. The solutions exist, and the impacts are undeniable. We have no more time to waste money without long-term solutions. What is needed now is decisive action and sustained commitment. Illegal dumping affects us deeply, and we are committed to ending it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Now we're going to hear from two young students who will share their experiences growing up in Oakland and walking these streets every day on their way to school. Their voices reflect the reality faced by thousands of young people and families. Please welcome Margarita Jimenez, followed by Tiffany Buscos.
Good afternoon. My name is Margarita Jimenez. I am a student at Coliseum College Prep Academy, and I live in District 6. As a young person born and raised in Oakland, I am deeply proud of my city. However, today, I also speak from a place of anger, frustration, and exhaustion. An exhaustion that affects not only my health, but the health of thousands of children and young people like me. When I look at the streets of our city, especially in neighborhoods where most residents are people of color and low-income families, it is impossible not to ask, how did we reach this level of neglect? This has become a public health and safety issue. For more than a decade, those who represent us have failed to protect our communities. We have been forced to live in unsafe and unhealthy conditions. The amount of trash we see every day is not just something I see. It is what our families, elders, and children live with daily, putting our physical, mental, and emotional health, as well as our safety, at serious risk. Myself and many others are forced to walk in the streets because sidewalks are blocked by trash. Tonight, I am here on behalf of thousands of families, not only to express frustration, but to demand real change. But the change we need cannot be superficial or temporary. We need a well-structured, organized, and sustainable long-term plan to clean and care for our streets. As a young person, I speak for the youth forced to live in unhealthy and unsafe environments and told this is normal, which evidently is not. And today we say clearly, enough is enough. We cannot and should not continue to tolerate this. I was shocked to find out our city spends approximately $13 million a year on street cleaning, yet our streets continue to get dirtier. This shows that the issue is not a lack of funding, but a lack of strategy, accountability, and commitment. During the rainy season, trash and toxic materials are washed into our waterways, polluting our neighborhoods and clogging storm drains. How is it possible that we continue to spend millions without a long-term strategy to protect our communities? Despite everything, I still have hope that tonight is the moment when you, our leaders, come together and commit to create real lasting change, because we deserve it and need it, and we have the right to have a voice in the process of change. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiffany Buscos. I'm a sophomore at Fremont High School, and I live in Oakland. I've lived here for most of my life, and I've watched my city and my community change over the years. One thing that hasn't gone away and has only gotten worse is illegal dumping. It's everywhere. On the streets we walk, near our homes, on the way to school, and it's a daily reminder that our neighborhoods are being neglected. Illegal dumping doesn't just damage the environment, it affects us, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Walking past piles of trash every day makes you feel unsafe. It creates fear, stress, and anxiety. It sends a message that our lives and our neighborhoods don't matter. For young people like me, it's painful to grow up surrounded by filth and to feel powerless watching it get worse. For students, this is also a safety issue. Trash blocks sidewalks and forces us to walk onto the street. Old furniture, broken glass, and hazardous waste create real dangers. We should not risk getting hurt just to get to school. Dumping also attracts pests, fires, and criminal activities, which becomes a threat to our health, safety, and future. What hurts the most is while cleanups sometimes happen, they aren't enough. Trash comes back again. Temporary solutions don't work. You can't clean up the same streets over and over without addressing the root causes of the problem. That only wastes time, money, and our trust. Oakland doesn't need more promises. We need action, consistency, and accountability. We need leaders who are willing to not only say that they care, but also follow through with real solutions that prevent dumping from happening in the first place. So I ask you, what are you willing to do to help us? And more importantly, what are you willing to commit to doing and following through on? Oakland needs help. Our neighborhoods deserve better. We deserve better. And young people like me deserve to grow up in neighborhoods that are clean, safe, and respected. We shouldn't be forced to live under this public health and safety crisis. It's time for real work and commitment. Thank you.
Out of the mouths of babes, we all agree that we are deep in debt towards our young people. We couldn't continue neglecting them. As they say, it's enough. So now we're going to move into our questions session. And we have a timekeeper who is sitting right there. She's holding her hand up, Dr. Ida Oberman. And she will be keeping time, even though most of the questions are yes or no questions. There's a few that's going to take a little bit longer to respond to. And we respectfully ask our invited guests who will be responding to these questions to honor the time allotted for their responses. All questions were sent to each guest in advance to allow for preparation. Responses should be limited to yes or no, followed by up to 3 minutes at the end for just a couple of members of the city officials sitting up here. Okay, so, and then to ensure fairness and respect for everyone's time, we ask that all speakers follow the time signals provided, please. Thank you for your cooperation. And before we get started, I want to invite Supervisor Nate Miley to give us 2 minutes. Is he in the house? Oh, you're up here. Where he should be. For you down there. I want you to just talk to this. You got 2 minutes to talk about your proposal and your switching work.
All right, so good evening. It's a pleasure to be here for this action. Long overdue. In fact, I was at the initial action back 10 years ago on illegal dumping. And as the county supervisor, that's one reason why we started a statewide task force to work on illegal dumping, to come up with answers and solutions, because illegal dumping is a crime against our community and it shouldn't be the new norm. And we find illegal dumping everywhere in suburban, rural, and urban communities. Now, specifically in Oakland, I know I've worked with your Councilperson Kenny Houston, and other council people over the years, like Rebecca Kaplan and others. And so, with illegal dumping, through our task force, our statewide task force, we've really feel that education, eradication, and enforcement are important. And what you pointed out in your facts are just right on, right on. So that's why one thing we're pushing is a model ordinance, and you saw it up there. The model ordinance would call for illegal dumpers to be accountable. First, the person who does the dumping, the vehicle owner, would be accountable. The person who dumps the garbage would be accountable. And the person or persons whose garbage is dumped would be accountable. And the fines could go up to $10,000. This is a model ordinance that we're trying to champion, not just in Oakland, but throughout the state. So you've got my commitment to work on this, because this is a bread and butter issue that affects the quality of life in all of our communities, and definitely it shouldn't be the norm. What are your questions of me?
Thank you very much, Supervisor Miley. We're now going to switch places with a few officials so that we can ask questions.
Great. Now we can see all of our special guests right here in the front. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lesbia Maria Morones, and I'm a longtime Faith in Action East Bay leader. And I'm proud to say that I've been actively involved in the illegal dumping organizing committee since 2015. And I have the honor to have the first question. This first question is directed to our newly appointed Director of Public Works, Mr. Garland, Director Garland. What is the true and total annual cost of illegal dumping for our beautiful city of Oakland?
Great, thank you. And it is honored to be here tonight talking with you, the organizers of tonight's event, and attendees. Let me just say that I will not cross the numbers that Mary Forte has provided in terms of the abatement of illegal dumping. I'll add some more, which is we've got about another $1.5 million related to our environmental enforcement officers. So those are folks who are sorting through the garbage to try to identify who the violator was who dumped that garbage and then track them down for citations. In addition, we've had the benefit through council's allocation of another about $1.5 million this year for additional education and enforcement. So those are all the costs that are related to illegal dumping. There's some others that are a little bit more tangential, related to street sweeping. That's in some ways our first line of defense in terms of picking up the trash that does hit the street. I will say, I can't answer this question honestly without saying the financial piece seems way less important than the impact on our communities, our quality of life, and the people who are affected by recurring illegal dumping.
Okay, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Irene González. Oh, ya terminó su cosa. ¿Ya terminó? Okay, thank you. Okay, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Irene González. Soy líder de Fe en Acción del Este de la Bahía y voluntaria en el tiradero ilegal de basura. Pertenezco al distrito número 2. Asisto a la iglesia de San Antonio. Y mi pregunta es para Garland y Kaplan. ¿Se comprometerán a dirigir los fondos que actualmente se gastan en las limpiezas repetidas hacia una estrategia proactiva basada en la prevención dentro de los 60 días Solo su respuesta nos gustaría sí o no. Gracias.
I think I'll start out with the answer is yes. We are committed to moving more of our resources toward preventative-based approach. And I just want to explain very quickly that what our forces do now. So we've got crews who are responding to 311 requests to abate illegal dumping. We've got crews who are doing proactive abatement on heavily trafficked corridors. And then we have crews who are cleaning up encampments, making sure the trash and litter is being picked up from there. So we're already implementing both a proactive and reactive approach. And with the help of the mayor, the city administrator, our council, we've been able to expand much of our proactive work through those weekends on overtime and or through using our crews to deploy them on those.
Excuse me, Mr. Garland, I'm sorry to interrupt. It was a yes or no question, and you had a moment to say what you have to say, but we can, if you can hold a little bit of that to the end, we might have a little bit more time. If you don't mind, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much.
What? Next question.
Oh, you're having a problem hearing?
They weren't able to hear question number 2.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Question number 2 was a yes or no question, and it was, will you commit to redirecting funds currently spent on repeated cleanups into a proactive, prevention-based strategy within the next 60 days? And I think the answer to that was yes? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So now let's have, I think Dr. Ida?
She's supposed to say yes. We still wanted Ms. Kaplan also to answer the question, yes or no. Would you also answer what you just heard your colleague, Director Garland, respond to? Will you commit to redirecting funds currently spent on repeated cleanups into purpose?
Yes.
Thank you.
Complaint-based is inequity.
Thank you.
Proactive is equity.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Ida Oberman. I've been a member of the Illegal Dumping Local Organizing Committee for the past 15 years. I'm a founder and was for 15 years the director of a school in District 6, Community School for Creative Education, of which Tiffany is a graduate. And I am a member of Plymouth Church, which is in District 4. Director Garland and Ms. Kaplan, I have a 3-part question I will ask of each of you, and the answer is yes or no. Reactive cleanup has failed. Will you commit to implementing the following proactive measures with an implementation timetable and progress reports every 60 days? 1, rebuilding and expanding a daily proactive return the garbage blitz crew from west to far East Oakland, which means below the 580 freeway to Alameda border, where hotspots have been identified. 2, restore those monthly block party drop-offs within 45 days with a commitment to expand to twice a month. And 3, increase the number of public trash containers in districts 5, 6, 7 within 45 days with public notice of placement, daily pickups, and monitoring of misuse. First, I ask Director Garland.
Do I have 3 minutes on each of those sub-questions?
No, you have a yes or no.
Okay.
On all together.
Altogether, the answer is yes. We are doing proactive work and will continue to do that and continue to find resources to continue that work. Similarly, yes, on the bulky block party drop-offs, we would both like to find more resources to do that work, and we've got a budget that's going to be adopted on July 1st in which more funding for those events could be included. And yes, there is a process to add public litter containers, and that within the next 3 to 6 months, we want to roll out that process
Thank you
so
very
that
much.
folks can apply for those new containers.
Thank you. Thank you respectfully, Director Garland. And now, Ms. Kaplan. Louder?
Yes, thank you. I would be thrilled to work together to ensure that we bring these items forward. And I just need to acknowledge that I am not a council member. I am project manager on this project to the city administrator. So some of these things would then be proposals that come to council, and the council would have to vote on them. But I am willing to commit to do the work to help bring them forward.
All 3 points?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you plan to leave before the meeting is over, please turn your headsets in. Please do not walk away with these very expensive headsets on your ear. It's easy to forget. Oh, I'm sorry. They're not working? Okay, so do we have to repeat the question in Spanish? Okay. Okay, we're going to repeat the question in English and Spanish from this question forward. Thank you.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches. Mi nombre es María Jiménez. Soy voluntaria de la organización Fe en Acción del Este de la Bahía. Vivo en Oakland, pertenezco al Distrito 6 y a la Iglesia Divina Misericordia. Mi pregunta es en 2 partes. Está dirigida para el director de Trabajo Público, Mr. Garland, y encargada Rebecca Kaplan. ¿Se comprometerán a hacer cumplir contratos obligados de disposición de residuos para todos los negocios con sanciones para incumplimiento como parte de una estrategia proactiva a nivel de toda la ciudad para reducir el vértigo legal? ¿Sí o no?
Okay, so the question is, it's a 2-part question. Will you commit to enforcing mandatory waste disposal contracts for all businesses with penalties for non-compliance as part of a proactive citywide strategy to reduce illegal dumping? And will you report back to the community within 60 days on progress and outcomes for these initiatives? And this question was directed toward Mr. Garland and Ms. Kaplan.
Yes, Public Works staff will.
I'm sorry.
Sí. Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Amen.
Okay. ¿Informarán de regreso a la comunidad dentro de 60 días sobre el progreso y los resultados de estas iniciativas? Para el cargado Mr. Garland y Kaplan. ¿Sí o no?
Okay. I think you answered yes to that. She was repeating, will you report back to the community within 60 days on progress and outcomes of these initiatives? And the answer is yes. And C. Mary?
Yes, my question is to City Administrator Justin Johnson, will you commit to a transparent audit of the general fund allocations for illegal dumping within 60 days, ensuring that Districts 5, 6, and 7 receive funding proportional to the volume of debris reported?
Yes.
I will repeat the question in Spanish. We've already received the answer of yes. Ahora esta pregunta es, ¿se comprometerá a realizar una auditoría transparente de las asignaciones del Fondo General para el vértigo ilegal dentro de 60 días, garantizando que los distritos 5, 6 y 7 reciban financiamiento proporcional al volumen de escombros reportado? Esta pregunta se le dirigió al administrador municipal Justin Johnson y él dijo que sí. Gracias.
Hello, hello. My name is.
Did you respond? Yes.
Hello, my name is John Brockett. I'm a member of Faith in Action East Bay Illegal Dumping Local Organizing Committee. I live in District. Hello, my name is. Okay, got it. Good. Thanks. My name is John Brockett. I'm a member of Faith in Action and the Illegal Dumping Local Organizing Committee. I'm also part of the Oakland Ceasefire Night Walks, and I live in District 4. My question is about the model ordinance, and they're directed toward the City Council people, Councilmember Wang, Councilmember Fife, and Councilmember Brown, and Councilmember Houston, if you're here. The question is, will you support the adoption and full implementation of a strengthened illegal dumping enforcement ordinance of the county proposal without weakening amendments that includes increased administrative fines for illegal dumping, improved efficiency and enforcement in fine collection, and expanded accountability to include the generator, transporter, dumper, repeat offenders, and businesses? And I'll ask Councilmember Wang. Should we do it?
He said Councilmember. Okay. Yes.
We'll repeat it in Spanish first, sorry.
Thank you. Vamos a repetir we're going to repeat this question in Spanish. Vamos a repetir esta pregunta para los de habla español. La pregunta es dirigida a todos nuestros invitados especiales del Consejo de la Ciudad de Oakland. ¿Apoyarán la adaptación y la plena implementación y la fortaleza de una ordenanza fortalecida del cumplimiento contra el vértigo ilegal? Es una propuesta hecha por el Condado de Alameda, sin enmiendas que la debiliten, que incluya aumento de multas administrativas por vértigo ilegal, mayor eficiencia y aplicación en la recaudación de multas, responsabilidad ampliada que incluya al generador, al transportista que invierte, infractores residentes y negocios. Ahorita estamos escuchando la respuesta de los concejales. Creo que la concejal Wang ya respondió. Y adelante.
Thank you, Les. I'll ask first Councilmember Wang.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Fife.
No.
Okay. Councilmember Brown.
Yes, with support from my colleagues as well as the administration and our Public Works Department to ensure that there's full alignment.
Okay, thank you. We'll also ask Councilmember Gallo. I believe he's in the audience. Oh, behind us. Okay. He said yes.
He said sí.
Sí. He said sí. Is Councilmember Houston here? No, okay, thank you.
If you are the owner of a red Lexus and you are parked in the mural lot on 86 and International, you are blocking someone. So please kindly move your car. We'll help find you another space. Red Lexus, International lot. Thank you.
Good evening, Roberta Avant here, and my question is directed to the City Council members and City Council member at large. My question is, will you ensure that the Illegal Dumping Local Organization Committee and other directly impacted community members and organizations are meaningfully involved as partners in drafting the ordinance? This is a yes or no question.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Wang, excuse me.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Houston? Councilmember Gallo? You said yes. Thank you. The second part to that question is, will you support the creation of a formal oversight committee with real authority, not just an adversary role, that includes representatives from Illegal Dumping Local Organization Committee and other engaged community organizations, Oakland Unified School District, and city, county, and state agencies? Council members?
Yes.
Yes. Y'all, we need to talk. These are black and white questions to nuanced problems. We cannot act this way. I've had this conversation with you all so many times, from the East Oakland Congress of Neighborhoods to today. These are complicated questions, so they deserve more than a yes or no answer. I would like to have those conversations with y'all.
We do understand, and in all due respect, we'd had meetings with everyone before we had this action tonight, and we sent the questions to everyone, and this is not at all to incite any kind of argument. We do need to have more conversations about all of this, and we will. We definitely plan to. Tonight, we just wanted to bring this forward so that the community is seeing that there are community members and organizations out here who are trying to get this work done. And we want to work with you, and we are working with you. And I don't know how anyone else feels, but I feel that in order for us to start, we have to start here with yes and no answers. If you want to help, if you want to do these things, we definitely are here to work with you, along with you. And I appreciate you saying what you're saying, Councilmember Fife, because we all agree with that too. But we all need to work together, and the whole thing about this tonight is to get everyone to start working together. We need the city, the county, the state, and the community to work together, just like what happened with the strategy with ceasefire. Look at how it's working now. That's what we need to work for our city, to end illegal dumping. We got to do this together. So we appreciate everyone being here tonight. Thank you so much. Okay, the next question is directed toward Garland, Mr. Garland. Once the ordinance is adopted, will you commit to aggressively enforcing and publicizing the new ordinance to put illegal dumpers on notice?
Yes, we'll stand by and be ready to implement whatever the council adopts.
Thank you. And I want to direct the question also to the city council members, that once this ordinance is adopted, will you commit to aggressively enforcing and publicizing the new ordinance to put illegal dumpers on notice?
I have to say again, the city council does not enforce anything. That is not in our purview. I support all of this, but it's important for people to know what our roles are. It is not in the purview of the city council to enforce the laws. We pass them, we cannot enforce them. Y'all need to understand
we
that.
We understand that you can't
No, everyone
enforce.
does not understand that.
No, I'm just saying, we understand that you cannot enforce as a body, but what we just need is the support of
Got
the
your back.
enforcement.
Yes.
And the support of publicizing it so that everyone knows about it, because right now everybody don't know what's going on in the city. So that's really what we're asking. And I apologize for phrasing that wrong.
Thank you, Ms. Barber.
I apologize for phrasing that wrong. You're absolutely right. And I do understand that. Next is, I think that's, okay, Tiffany. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to respond
please.
and say
Please.
that,
Thank you.
As we're trying to focus on, I think the question is saying, ensuring that we're enforcing the new ordinance. And more than anything, I think with all the policies that the city council is able to work on, there always has to be a communication strategy. And so I think that that's kind of what the question is getting after as well. And so yes to that.
Thank you.
And yes from me as well. Thank you.
Did everyone hear this question in Spanish, or do we need to repeat it in Spanish? Are you getting the interpretation? ¿Sí escucharon esta pregunta en español? Gracias. ¿Sí o no? Gracias.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Buscos. I have a two-part question. It's for Director Barry. Number one, will you support working with Oakland Thrives and the Education Partnership Committee to establish student participation as a student member on the Oversight Committee? Yes or no?
Yes, and just to break the rules a little bit, I'm just a member of both of those committees. I do not make decisions, but I will strongly and aggressively advocate for that.
Thank you. The second part, will you commit to serving on the Oversight Committee and supporting the student participation? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you.
La pregunta fue, directora de la mesa directiva del Distrito Escolar, Distrito 5, Patrice Berry. Esta pregunta estuvo en dos partes, se le presentó en dos partes. ¿Apoyará trabajar en Oakland Thrives y en el Comité de Asociación Educativa para establecer la participación estudiantil como miembro de los estudiantes en el Comité de Supervisión? ¿Se comprometerá a servir en el Comité de Supervisión y apoyar esta participación estudiantil? Esas fueron las preguntas. La respuesta fue sí.
Bueno, escuchamos un compromiso real con soluciones reales, estructuradas y a largo plazo. Escucharemos ahora un resumen de los compromisos. Ahora invito a Sam Davis a resumir los compromisos asumidos esta noche.
Sorry about that. So, I believe what she said was, what did we hear? Well, we heard real commitments for real structured long-term solutions. And let us hear the summary of these commitments, which will be given by Sam Davis.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Davis. I've been
involved in Faith in Action East Bay as one of the leaders since 2011. I took a little break for 4 years to try out being an elected official, but I'm back in the community now with you guys. I just want to first thank our leadership, Barbara Lafitte Olawole and Maria Suarez, and I want to thank a lot of people. So the testimony from Margarita Jimenez and Tiffany Buscos, and the research report from Mary Forte. We heard from our mayor that we have to have systemic change. This is not a new problem. She said that the blueprint for Oakland, the general plan, addresses illegal dumping, preventing, reducing, and cleaning up illegal dumping, and community engagement continues through the spring. You can sign up for updates on the city website. And she said we have to have cleanups, code enforcement, and make sure people know the law will be enforced, and that citations and fines must lead to real consequences, not just paperwork. Then we heard from Supervisor Miley that he's worked with the council through a task force to emphasize education, eradication, and enforcement. He's proposed a model ordinance to hold the vehicle owner, the person whose garbage is dumped, and the person who does the dumping accountable. And this type of ordinance has been successful across the state. Illegal dumping should not be the norm. And then we moved on to our questions. As far as the annual cost, we heard from Public Works Director Garland. It's over $3 million every year related to, on top of what we saw in the report, related to enforcement and education. We heard as far as redirecting funds, we heard from Director Garland and Project Manager Kaplan a commitment to redirecting funds currently spent on repeated cleanups into a proactive, prevention-based strategy within the next 60 days. And Director Kaplan said complaint-based is inequity. We heard from Director Garland and Project Manager Kaplan as far as taking proactive measures. So they committed to bringing it forward. Director Kaplan clarified it's up to the council, but they want to commit bringing forward proactive return of the garbage blitz crew daily where hotspots have been identified. Restore the monthly bulky block party drop-offs. They said they couldn't commit to doing it within 45 days, but they do want it to be in the budget for next year. They said they would commit to working to increase the number of public trash containers. Those numbers were so inequitable in districts 5, 6, and 7 as soon as possible. They said it was a rollout of 3 to 6 months, not 45 days. Director Garland and Project Manager Kaplan talked about, they committed to enforcing mandatory waste disposal contracts for all businesses with penalties for non-compliance and reporting back to the community within 60 days. And then the audit. City Administrator Johnson committed to a transparent audit of general fund allocations for illegal dumping within 60 days, ensuring that districts 5, 6, and 7 receive funding proportional to the volume of debris reported. And then we turned to our council. We asked them, will you support the adoption and full implementation of a strengthened illegal dumping enforcement ordinance without weakening amendments? And we heard a yes from Councilmember Wang, a yes from Councilmember Brown, a yes from Councilmember Gallo, no from Councilmember Fife, and Councilmember Houston is absent. We then asked the council members if they could ensure that the illegal dumping local organizing committee and other directly impacted community members and organizations are meaningfully involved as partners in drafting the ordinance. All 4 council members present said yes. We asked for the creation of a formal oversight committee with real authority, including representatives from the Illegal Dumping Local Organizing Committee and other engaged community organizations from OUSD, city, county, and state agencies. We heard 3 yeses, and 1 council member, Fife, said it was a complicated question that needed more than a yes or no answer. And then we asked everybody on stage, will you commit to aggressively enforcing and publicizing the new ordinance to put illegal dumpers on notice? And Director Garland said yes, and the council expressed that they would support, the former council members here said that they would express their support for that publicizing. And finally, we asked OUSD Director Berry if she would work with Oakland Thrives and the Education Partnership Committee to add student participation on an oversight committee. And would she commit to serving on the oversight committee and supporting student participation? And she said yes. So those are my notes. I hope I got everything correct. Let me know if I need to say it all in Spanish. That would be yes. No. ¿Lo tengo que decir todo en español o si recibieron la traducción? Ok, están bien. Ok, gracias a todos.
Thank you, Sam. So, is this the end of our work? No, this is only the beginning. But it is an important step forward in this struggle. Now we must stay informed and engaged as the new ordinance is adopted and implemented, and as proactive cleaning strategies begin to take effect, strategies designed to end the cycle of wasted public dollars and repeated neglect. The change will not happen on its own. It will happen because we stay involved and hold the system accountable. In your packets, you will find our contact information. If you want to be part of the Illegal Dumping Local Organizing Committee, we invite you to join us. Together, we will make sure these commitments turn into real action. We sincerely thank everyone for sharing this space with us tonight. This gathering marks a meaningful step forward. Our public officials, whom we respect, and we are happy that they turned out tonight. We're very pleased for this turnout. Our public officials have committed to returning within 60 to 90 days to report back on the progress made toward these commitments. Before you leave, please remember to return your headsets to our volunteers. These devices are expensive and must be collected. Please take the information with you. It is important to understand what we are demanding and how you can stay informed and involved in this work. Stay engaged. Watch for emails, texts, and announcements. Before we leave, we have a sending off prayer from Imam Fahim Shuaba from Masjidul Warrantin. Oh, there you are. Thank you. Let me just say that we're offering this special prayer for our honored guests and public officials. We know their work is not easy. Lord, we know that. And they need our support and prayers. I invite the Imam to lead us in a closing prayer as we continue to hold our leaders in prayer and work collaboratively to achieve our shared goals. This is a new day. We are no longer willing to tolerate neglect. This is the beginning of real change for our city. Together, we are building a legacy for our children and families, the restoration of dignity that no one can or should take away from us. I want to again thank our host, Pastor Jackie, and her staff for sharing this sacred space with us, and we are looking forward to our continued collaboration. This event is ended after the Imam prays. Thank you very much.
Recognizing the servant leader of this house, Reverend Dr. Jacqueline Thompson, and the gathered leaders here and the great work that's been done by the organizers. Let us pray. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. God of all creation, source of life, order, and responsibility, we pause at the close of this gathering with gratitude. Gratitude for the concern that brought us here together, for the courage it takes to speak plainly about shared problems, and for the willingness of our leaders and neighbors alike to commit themselves to action. We lift up before you the elected officials who are present with us tonight. They have heard the voices of the community. They have made commitments to protect the dignity of our neighborhoods, to confront neglect, and to restore places that have been harmed by disregard. We ask that you grant them clarity of purpose, steadiness of resolve, and the wisdom to move from promise to practice. Guide their steps when attention fades, strengthen them when resistance appeared, and remind them quietly and persistently that public trust is a sacred responsibility. Bless their efforts with cooperation rather than obstruction, with perseverance rather than delay, and with outcomes which honor both the people they serve and the land we all share. May this work not end with words spoken here, but continue in policies enacted, systems corrected, communities made cleaner, safer, and more whole. And may each of us leave here tonight reminded that caring for our surroundings is inseparable from us caring for each other. Amen.
Let's Oakland. Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much. God bless you too. Thank you very much.